This is the All Bros podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we are a couple of aspiring filmmakers that love to watch and critique movies, but also enjoy a lot of bit of the nerd life. This week on the podcast, we have a couple of figures that we're going to talk about with Funko Focus. We don't have anything in 4K Spotlight this week, but we do have a couple of news items that we're going to discuss in our Through the Wall segment. I'm going to talk about the Marvel Avengers game, some updates on that, and Rose is going to talk about Halloween Kills.
Shocking to everybody, I know.
And then for this week's headliner, we are going to be breaking down We Can Be Heroes, the Netflix exclusive movie.
Yeah, the true sequel to The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. The true sequel.
We'll talk about that. But yeah, so yeah, let's get right into it.
Let's do it.
Every day, we're surrounded by media. Books, movies, art, music, games, apps, podcasts, etc., etc. With this constant bombardment, it's easy to miss great media gems in the chaos. But fret not, you've come to the right place, my friend. I'm Jason, and I love media. I invite you to check out the Mixed Media Forest podcast, the podcast where I trudge through the forests of media to find hidden gems for you, the listener. Every episode of Mixed Media Forest is chock full of fun, reviews, nostalgia, positivity, news, rants, stories, and recommendations about all things media. Again, that's the Mixed Media Forest podcast, created on Anchor Podcasting app and available everywhere fine podcasts can be found. Give it a listen. It's what all the cool kids are doing.
Alrighty, starting off with Funko Focus. So this week we had, what was this? Just a toy fair?
I don't think it was Toy Fair. What was it called? Funko Fair.
Funko Fair.
Yeah.
Yeah, so we had Funko Fair where we had a shit ton of new figures and new lines get announced and released. A few of those maybe I can get into them.
Yes, no, maybe so.
Yeah. 1 second, I'll find them. That'd be really great if my data was a little faster.
I mean, if only your router worked, that'd be really nice.
Yeah, right?
Just tell everybody, get off. I'm trying to make a podcast here. Come on.
Yeah. Okay. I'm just going to go off the ones that I kind of remember.
Oh, no, do you want me to pull it up on mine? And just show you?
Yes, please.
Okay. Where was the ones that you were going to talk about? You're just talking about one, right?
Anyway, the ones I'm remembering off the top of my head, we had some NBA figures. We had a shit ton of WWE. We had some Dragon Ball figures that were going to get released, some WandaVision, and other Marvel figures.
Haven't all of those WandaVision ones been released already, though?
Yeah, we talked about those ones.
Okay, that's what I thought.
So I probably would have talked about one of those, but seeing as we discussed those, I think it was like really early or late last year.
Yeah, I think so.
I think, yeah, I decided to kind of skip over them. So the figure that I am choosing for my Funko Focus is the WWE Arena. And this figure is freaking bitchin'. It is a straight up WWE arena, and it comes with Stone Cold Steve Austin and The Rock. And this is I didn't get to watch WWE growing up.
I'm so sorry.
But the reason that this one stood out is because it's a full-scale arena.
That's true. It is badass.
I want to see how this is boxed, because I think this is like... I could see this becoming like a big collector's item and then like a toy for kids.
Yeah, I wonder if they can come apart, like they detach. Is that the word? Detach? I don't think that's a word. Detach. Wow, I know English.
Detach.
Detach.
Yeah, wow. The word you're thinking of already exists, Rose.
Okay, detach. Do you think that... I mean, I think it would be really cool if these figures did detach, so like the kids can make their own. I know Funko is not supposed to be for kids, but I mean, come on. I don't know about you, but if I got this, I would want to have Stone Cold and The Rock wrestle each other.
Yeah, like I would think that they are. That's why I want to see how it's boxed.
Yeah.
Because I would think that those figures are like on a stand or something.
Yeah, that would make the most sense.
And you know what would be freaking super badass about these figures is if they did come off, but then any other WWE figure that you get can be placed in there.
Dude, hell yes.
Like, I'm assuming they would have the little stubs for the feet to hold them, or like the whatever those things are. But just make it with like adjustable for every WWE figure.
Because I would totally
or like Universal
Kane and the Undertaker in this arena, and it would just be amazing.
Yeah, that would be badass. Like, that would be so badass.
Ooh,
but that's why that's the majority of the reason that this stood out to me. I don't necessarily care for WWE, but
there's just so many possibilities with this.
Yeah. Like, so many.
It's still beautiful.
And I just got really excited over it. I'm just like, that is so cool. But anyway. Rose, what is your Funko Focus this week?
So my Funko Focus is actually, I don't think it's a part of the Funko Fair. Or is it the Funko Fair? Shit, what is it again?
Yeah, it was Funko Fair.
Oh, it is Funko Fair? Okay. So mine, I think they haven't like fully announced these yet, but they're coming out with new Office Pops, and one of them, I'm assuming one of this is going to be a chase, but they're releasing Ryan the intern, and I'm assuming what's going to be the chase is him when he bleached his hair, and is like from one of the best episodes in my opinion when they start the Michael Scott Paper Company, and they pick up Ryan because he's working in a bowling alley. And he's just such an asshole for the whole episode, but I love it. I don't know why this just stood out to me. I know it's a simple change because he has black hair, white shirt, and then gray pants, and then with I'm assuming Chase. I don't think it's going to be an exclusive. He has his bleached hair, gray shirt, and then gray pants. But I don't know, just that episode just came straight to my mind and just really popped out to me. So that is my pick for Funko Focus this week.
Nice. I haven't seen that episode of The Office.
It's a great episode.
Yeah. So I think that covers everything in Funko Focus. Like we said, nothing in 4K Spotlight, and then getting into our Through the Wall segment. So I haven't told Rose what my news item is, and I think we're going to try and keep it a surprise for each other.
Yeah. Makes it more fun.
Yeah, so it's going to be just like a general idea of like mostly the topic. And obviously there's going to be cases where he comes up with something that I've already heard or a news item I've already heard or vice versa or whatever. But if we can keep it a secret, we're going to.
Yep.
Yeah. So, me getting into mine. So this is regarding Marvel's Avengers and Crystal Dynamics. So Crystal Dynamics is not sharing any new info on the future of Marvel's Avengers. They have not released an official release date for Hawkeye, or for the Hawkeye DLC. Him and Kate Bishop should have been out already, but they pushed back. They pushed back everyone. We got Kate Bishop in December, and yeah. So as of right now, we have no future. No idea of what's going to happen with Hawkeye. No release dates, no nothing. And that's kind of scary.
That is very scary.
They haven't released any new other than like bugs that they've tried fixing, which the article that I read says that they have tried fixing over 11 million bugs.
Holy shit.
Yeah. And yeah, so they haven't released that. The only thing that they've really announced is that they're going to be doing a complete overhaul of gear. Or of collecting gear and like what gear means and everything.
I really didn't care to begin with, so that really is not going to affect me at all.
Yeah, so it's just kind of like, okay, what's the... You messed this up. Like, who gives a shit about gear?
Yeah.
Gear, like, doesn't change anything, really.
I don't know. I feel Clint's story is still going to come out. They're still... Because that's done. That's already ready to roll. But I'm afraid after that, they're going to have to pull the plug on this game. I don't know if they can afford to release anything else after that.
Yeah.
Because
Kate Bishop usually
did not save the game like they'd hoped.
Yeah, so I think with video games, they typically have a year that they work on stuff, like releasing extra content, DLCs, and blah, 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 blah. So with Kate Bishop, if they were to, we don't have very long left in January. If they release Hawkeye next month, that is 2 new characters in 6 months.
Yeah.
And that's garbage, because we were supposed to already have had Kate Bishop for a while. She was supposed to come out in, I want to say, October?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, she was supposed to come out right after the game was released.
Yeah, so she was supposed to come out. Hawkeye was supposed to come out in either November or December. And then
can I just point something out really quickly? I don't know why this bugs me. This isn't towards you, but whenever someone says "Oh, Kate Bishop was supposed to come out here," and then Hawkeye was supposed to come out here, I'm like, "Okay, wait, they're both Hawkeye. So why don't you say Kate Bishop storyline and then Clint Barton storyline?"
Shut up!
I'm just saying, I don't know why that bugs me when someone says, "Oh yeah, Kate's story was right here, but then Hawkeye's is going to come in right here." I'm like, they're both named Hawkeye.
Get over it, you asshole.
I'm sorry, I just had to point that out. That's nothing against you. I've seen so many people do it, and I don't know why. It's like the littlest thing that bugs me. So if they do that in the show,
gosh.
If they just call Haley Steinfeld Kate and then Jeremy Renner Hawkeye, they don't call him Clint at all, I'm going to be like, really, guys? They're both Hawkeye.
Dude, whatever. Shut up.
I'm sorry, I had to point it out.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, what I was saying is... Gosh, that's going to freaking bug me now.
I'm sorry, I just had to...
Whatever, I'm just continuing how I was saying it.
Okay.
So Kate Bishop, then Hawkeye, and then we had, like, the next character after that was supposed to be Black Panther. Like, it was just more of a tease that we got for Black Panther.
I do remember that.
He hasn't been officially announced yet.
But has Spider-Man been officially announced?
Spider-Man was officially announced.
I was going to say, because when you bought...
Actually, no.
What's confusing about that, though, is because when I bought it on PS4, one of the stickers on the cover says, Spider-Man will be playable soon, or some shit like that.
Yeah, but that's not an official announcement yet.
Okay, true.
Because we didn't get a date for Spider-Man.
Fair enough.
So, really, it's just going to be Kate Bishop, Hawkeye, Black Panther, and Spider-Man. Dude,
don't you mean Hawkeye, Black Panther?
No,
and
shut
Spider-Man?
up. You can go to hell. Yeah, but that's how, like, they haven't announced anything else. Like we said, Hawkeye has no release date. And then Black Panther, there's a lot of information that we do have because of the data mine that they were able to kind of dig up from this game. But yeah, Black Panther hasn't even been officially announced yet. The only thing that we know about Black Panther is who's voicing him. And he's being voiced by Christopher Judge. And Christopher Judge voiced Kratos.
Ooh.
Yeah,
shit.
Like, can you imagine that voice? That's gonna be bitchin'.
I'm in. Ooh, I'm all in with that. If it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, but there was a data mine for, like, a bunch of characters. Ant-Man, Wasp, Captain Marvel, freaking War Machine, Winter Soldier. Like, there was so many characters that were supposed to come out with this game, and they haven't released anyone.
Yeah.
Other than Kate. And that's bullshit.
It is straight up bullshit. Because, dude, I remember...
If you have not listened...
Oh, sorry.
No, if you have not listened to our breakdown of the Marvel's Avengers game, go back and check it out, because we ripped this movie, or the game to shreds.
Yeah. And it's also our 150th episode, so...
Hell yeah. So go check it out.
But I swear, when they announce, or when they released that first teaser trailer for Clint Barton's storyline... Yeah, sorry, I'm not calling it Hawkeye storyline. I swear that they announced that, Clint will be available day one, right when the game comes out.
He was supposed to, and then they backtracked that and said, actually, Kate's going to be available shortly after the release.
Okay, I just want to make sure that's how I remembered it.
Yeah, and then they said that Hawkeye was going to get released in, like, November, December. And then he got pushed back to who knows when.
You know, maybe we should start calling them Hawkeye 1 and Hawkeye 2. Like Thing 1 and Thing 2.
I think you should freaking get over it.
Okay, how about Hawkeye A, Hawkeye B?
No. I'm not even going to play with that idea.
Oh, shit.
It's Kate Bishop and Hawkeye, and you can kiss my ass.
Oh, shit.
Anyway, get to your Halloween Kills news before I beat you.
Alright, have you seen... Okay, so, a couple days ago, Empire Magazine, it was Empire Magazine, released... It was 2 images, technically, but it was technically just one. Caleb, have you seen them at all?
No.
Okay, I'm about to show you right now. So, they showcased Michael Myers after he exits Laurie's house when it's on fire.
Oh, shit.
And, oh my gosh, he looks badass. That shot is... I just really want to know how he got out. I mean, like they always say, you can't kill the boogeyman. But I love this picture so much. So it's Michael standing at the front of Laurie's house. Looks like he's just about to walk down the stairs, but you see the door open behind him. Flames going everywhere. He's holding. Actually, Caleb, do you know what he's holding right there?
Looks like a pickaxe.
Okay, so let's just say he's holding a pickaxe. But yeah, so you can't really. It doesn't really showcase here, the burned mask. But I don't know, just this shot with the char. Would you say sparks of fire coming down? I don't know what to call them.
I guess you could say sparks.
Okay.
Or yeah.
Okay, like the sparks of fire just falling down in front of him. I love this picture so much, and it just gets me more hyped for this movie. We'll post this picture on our Instagram because you guys have to see this. It's an awesome picture. I freaking love it to death because Michael looks freaking badass. But, you know, he's Michael Myers, so of course he does.
Yeah, he looks freaking killer. And you said you're going to post the picture?
Yes.
Sweet.
Yeah. It's a beauty. So, that is my bit of news, and I just love it so much. I feel you had a lot more to talk about. I don't know what else to talk about this besides it's just such a great picture.
Yeah, it's tough with images.
That's true. Actually,
like
wait,
finding
I
other
want
things
to
talk about.
show one more thing from Halloween Kills because they released. It's basically the same thing. They released a behind the scenes shot of James Duke Courtney as Michael Myers, and it's like how his mask, like you get like a really good look at how burned the mask is. Honestly, it's like freaking terrifying how bad it's burned. Like I don't know, like how burned do you think is too burned for Michael Myers mask?
I think anything over halfway.
Okay, that's fair.
Like, I think the image that we talked about, the last Halloween Kills image we talked about, I think that was a perfect level of burnt, where it was more like, I wouldn't even say it's like more like a third of his face.
Okay, so
burnt.
This behind the scenes picture, oh my gosh, of course someone had to work. Oh my god. Okay, we'll talk about that in a minute. Okay, but anyway, so this is a behind the scenes shot, and we'll post this on our social media as well. But do you see how burned it looks, Caleb?
Yeah, it looks a bit toasty.
Okay. Do you think that's too burned? I don't know how much they're going to show it in the movie. I mean, I'm assuming quite a bit, but I don't know. Do you think that's too much?
I don't think so.
I think that's because that is straight up split down the middle. It looks like.
Well, he's also kind of standing at an angle, so I think it makes it seem like more because it the burnt portion is more towards us.
That's true. That's a good point. But awesome behind the scenes shot.
Yeah, that looks freaking wild.
And then do you see what the person added in the background?
Is that Bernie with the mittens?
Yes, it is. I didn't even notice that. But yeah, of course someone had to add that. But
anyway. Oh, good hell. Dude, what a time to be alive.
I know, right? Bernie Sanders is the meme god right now. That's what he is.
Yeah, straight up. All right,
well,
I think that covers everything in Through the Wall, right? Or
else? I think that's it. But I will for sure have both of those pictures posted on our social media, so you guys can go check them out and let us know what you guys think.
Hell yeah. All right, well, I think we can move on to this week's headliner.
Woo woo.
Time for the main event. It's main event time. Let's play a game.
All right, we don't have any answers to a question of the week because we did not post a question of the week this week. Because this movie is really difficult to make one up for.
Ooh, I got a good question. What is a true sequel to The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl? Answer: not this movie. There you go.
Petty, man.
There's your question for the week.
Yeah. So this week we are breaking down We Can Be Heroes. This is a Robert Rodriguez movie exclusive to Netflix. So if you've not seen it, just stick with us.
We're going to save you guys.
Yeah,
unless you have kids, I don't know. Do you think... I don't know if kids... I don't know. I've heard kids like this movie.
I can see why.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. Maybe...
And we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
But, yeah, if you've not seen this movie and you don't have kids, just chill out with us for a little bit. We'll help you.
We'll tell you all the best parts about this movie.
Yeah. So... that being said, if you are new to our breakdown system, we have split movies into 8 different categories that we individually grade to come to a final All Bros letter grade. The 8 categories that we grade are story, writing, acting, character development, effects, music, costumes, and then we give it our own personal score. And then all that math adds up, or gives us our average, and then our average gets converted into a letter grade. So, we have already graded this movie, so we're just going to go through the scores and kind of justify these scores to you guys.
Yep.
So, that being said, we're going to start off with story. If you have, and spoiler alert ahead, if you want to watch this movie,
I applaud you.
Go ahead. If you don't want to watch this movie, we completely understand.
Don't make this the reason you sign up for Netflix. That's all I'm going to say. I mean, I mean, everyone has Netflix by now, I feel.
Yeah, I think it's weird when someone doesn't have it.
Yeah, right? Like with Disney Plus or like HBO Max or even Hulu, if someone says, "Oh, I don't have that," I'm like, "Oh, okay, I would recommend having them. They're nice streaming services." But yeah, whenever someone says they don't have Netflix, I'm like, are you okay? I thought that's the streaming, that if everyone has at least one streaming service, that's usually the one that everybody has, because that's like the OG.
Yeah. Like, I understand more if they're like, "Oh, I don't have Netflix right now,"
but they had it in the past.
Yeah,
okay.
But it's just like, "Oh, I don't have a Netflix." I always kind of follow that up with "at all."
Yeah. Like, never? What? Are you human?
Like, you don't bum it off someone, you don't like, or you didn't like cancel your subscription.
It's amazing.
And they're like, "Nope, never had a Netflix."
Each other's accounts. It's amazing. The only thing that sucks about Netflix is the whole 2 screens or 3 screen shit. No other streaming service has that.
That is true.
It's bullshit. I think it's so dumb.
Yeah.
But whatever. Alright, story. Get ready for Reading with Rose.
Yeah. Yep. So Rose is about to spoil the entire movie for you guys. And we would make a bigger deal about this if this movie were better.
Yeah. Anyway.
All
right, here we go. Missy Marino is at home with her dad, Marcus Marino, when they receive word that aliens are invading. Missy is taken to Heroics headquarters and placed in a vault with other children of the Heroics, a team of superheroes. Marcus, who retired from the Heroics, is reinstated as a member by Miss Granada, leader of the program. Missy meets the other children, Wheels, who possesses superintelligence, Noodles, who can stretch his body, Ojo, that's his name, right? Isn't it Ojo?
I think that's the little girl.
Okay, so yeah, okay, so Ojo, who is mute and only communicates through art, Acapella, who moves objects by singing, Slow-Mo, who is always in slow motion, Facemaker, who can make any face, Rewind and Fast Forward, twins that can alter time, Wildcard, who has immense power but no control over it, and Guppy, who has shark strength and can shape water into anything. The kids watch the battle between the aliens and heroics on television, which ends with the heroics being captured. Missy realizes that Ojo's drawings tell the future. When a drawing shows aliens breaking into the vault, the kids hatch a plan to escape. Facemaker tricks the guards into coming into the vault, where Guppy subdues them, but not before one of the guards triggers an emergency lockdown. Rewind sends them back in time, Wheels stops the guard from pushing the button, and Noodles steals their security badges. Mrs. Granada spots Missy in the hallway and seals the doors, but Acapella makes a staircase to the roof, allowing them to escape. Noodles secures a vehicle, and the kids evade capture. The kids land at the home of Missy's grandmother, who used to train the heroics. She helps the kids master their powers and work as a team. The aliens arrive, and Grandma sends the kids through a tunnel that leads to an empty field before she is captured. The kids spot an empty alien craft and use it to reach their mothership. They locate a room with a purple pyramid and see the president and Miss Granada speaking with each other. The two reveal that they are alien spies sent to prepare Earth for a takeover. The kids are placed in a cell. Guppy makes a replica of the cell key from the children's tears and opens the door. A fight between the kids and the aliens ensues, and Wildcard is caught and taken for questioning while the other kids make their way to the pyramid. Wheels hacks into the motherboard, but Ojo reveals that she can speak and is supreme commander of the aliens. Missy manages to communicate with Wildcard in the control room. Facemaker managed to switch places with him. Granada goes after Wildcard, but not before the protective shield around the motherboard is deactivated. With the kids holding off the aliens, Wheels and Noodles remove the motherboard and swap it with a new one to deactivate the aliens' rocket, foiling their takeover. To the kids' surprise, their parents emerge from the rocket. Ojo reveals that she and Miss Granada faked the takeover in order to train the kids to be the new heroics. The kids reunite with their parents and soon are ready to save the world. I just want to point out, in that plot, they do not mention, except for Pedro Pascal's character, they do not mention any of the heroics. Not even Shark Boy and Lava Girl. The shit.
Yeah. I think this movie sounds better on paper.
Oh, absolutely. Give me the idea. Okay, let's make a team that includes Shark Boy and Lava Girl, and we'll come up with some other heroes, and then we'll mainly focus it on their kids and them dealing with their powers and working together. I'm like, okay, this kind of it feels like Spy Kids mixed with a little bit of what I loved in Shark Boy and Lava Girl. This sounds like a good time. Apparently not when it's put to film.
Yeah. It's just so kiddie. Okay, so Brielle caught that last maybe half of this movie.
Okay.
And her thoughts were I'm getting major Spy Kids vibes from this.
But
and
in a bad
it's
way?
true. Robert Rodriguez has a very signature style to his movies.
He does, very much so.
But it's just the storytelling too. I feel like Spy Kid, he kind of went down.
Yeah, honestly,
Spy Kids isn't a good story, but it was or isn't an amazing story, but it's still good.
Yeah, a couple years ago I watched all three again. I still enjoy them. They're not the greatest movies ever, but they're still a blast from start to finish. Especially the second one. I forgot how much I loved the second one as a kid.
Yeah, but this one just felt really, really, really short for me.
Even for 90 minutes, which is kind of long for... Actually, it was 97 minits, which is actually kind of long for a kid's movie.
Dude, it felt so
it felt like 2 freaking hours.
Dude, I had to pause it to go to the bathroom, and when I paused it and saw I was only halfway through, I got sad.
Oh, shit.
I'm just like, no!
Oh man,
it feels long in the worst ways possible.
Yep.
It's not good. It's just the story just doesn't make any sense.
It does. And you know what? For anyone that had any interest in checking this movie out just because they spotlighted that Shark Boy and Lava Girl were going to be in it, they're literally probably altogether a minute, if that. Would you say about that?
Yeah.
It might be even less than that. You hardly see Shark Boy and Lava Girl. And Shark Boy doesn't even freaking talk, which, no surprise there, because Taylor Lautner didn't come back to play him, so I'm sure they didn't want him to talk, and people be like, well, that's not Taylor Lautner. There's a reason why he wore there's a reason why he wore a helmet.
No one would have given a shit.
The true fans would have.
We wouldn't have.
What is her name? If Taylor Dooley can come back for Lava Girl, Taylor Lautner can come back for Shark Boy.
I wouldn't have cared even a little bit that it wasn't Taylor Lautner.
Okay, but this just remembering. Okay, speaking of Spy Kids, really quickly, did you ever watch the fourth one? I think it's called All the Time in the World. I heard it was awful. I refused to watch it. But even Carmen and Junie, the original actors, came back for that. And like they're literally in it for as long as Shark Boy and Lava Girl are in this movie. Actually, I think they're even in it more. But it's really sad. But I don't know. I know it wouldn't have made a difference, but it just kind of would have been cool to like actually get both original actors that played Shark Boy and Lava Girl to come back for this movie.
Yeah, I agree.
But
with that.
I mean, I'm sure when I know there's other reasons for Taylor Lautner not coming back. But I just can imagine when they said like, "Oh yeah, you're in the beginning for 30 seconds and then the end for 30 seconds." He's just like, "Well, that's just bullshit. Why would I come back for that?"
This, like we said, this story sounds really good on paper. It's like I mean, it's weird. It's weird because it's like these kids, it's time for the takeover, and the takeover is the kids taking over the position of the parents.
Mm-hmm.
And that has that's a good base to build off of. And I think they could have done that. I think I would have preferred more seeing the kids train with the parents.
Ooh, that would have been really cool, actually.
Yeah, try to like master their abilities, try to learn those a little bit, and maybe even as like a whole like group, and then having the kids just be like, oh, like just keep failing over and over again, and then having the whole situation where it's like, oh, they just needed the proper motivation, like then it's like the invasion stuff happens. And so like that's maybe the motivation behind them working together, and just it was just
I especially
fell apart.
Going off of what you said with like seeing the parents train the kids, I would have especially liked to see that with Noodles and his mom, because I don't know, how old would you say Noodles was, like 10?
10, 11.
Okay. He had his stretchability pretty decently under control.
He was carrying the full weight of everything.
Yeah. So, I want to know how the hell a 10-year-old already has his elasticity to a T like that. That's got to take years and years of practice.
Yeah. I think it would have been better for a training montage with the parents, and then maybe it's just like the kids kind of give up on themselves, and then it's like, ooh, alien invasion, and then go into the full Spy Kids shit.
Yeah. Also, why does it always have to be an alien invasion?
Yeah.
Can we change it up? Like, even the Avengers is guilty of that with the Chitauri.
Yep. Yeah, but it's like you couldn't do like other dimensional people.
That would have been bitchin'. I would have loved that. That probably would have
or
raised the score up for
something.
me a little bit if they did that.
Yeah, I think one way or one aspect that this movie failed in feeling like a sequel, I feel like this was just a movie that happened to have Shark Boy and Lava Girl in it.
I think, well, because on the Wikipedia website, on the end, what does it say? It says it is a standalone sequel to The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. But
Okay,
they still say it's a
understandable,
sequel.
but it still fails in that right, because Shark Boy and Lava Girl lived in a dreamland.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my god. Okay, oh my gosh, that just ruined the movie even more for me. I completely forgot about that. Yeah, Max dreamed of... Yeah, and can we also talk about how Max was not even in this movie? I don't know.
Yeah,
I
thought Miracle Man was Max.
That's what I thought too. And they don't even put in Linus. How can you forget Linus? Come on.
Oh my gosh. You mean Minus?
Yeah, Minus.
So dumb. But
no, let's throw in Mr.
think
Electric for good measure too.
I think Robert Rodriguez just missed the mark on this one. He did. Like, yes, man. It had some very Spy Kids vibes,
which I did appreciate a little bit.
But the story was just, it wasn't there.
Unfortunately, no. And it just really sucks because I know I'm a grown-ass adult now. But even if I go back to watching all three Spy Kids movies, because I don't count the fourth, I'm sorry, it's a trilogy to me, and The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl, I still enjoy those movies. Yes, they are not the greatest, but even as an adult, I have a blast with those 4 films.
Yeah, like, I would have much preferred to see a Shark Boy and Lava Girl movie.
Tell you the truth, after I finish watching this movie, I'm just like, okay, let's watch Shark Boy and Lava Girl again. Get this movie out of my mouth.
Yeah, it's rough. It is very rough to watch. It's very cringy. It is so extremely cringy, and we'll get into that in the acting portion.
Oh, yes, we will.
Yeah, this movie... So we ended up scoring the story 47.5.
Damn!
This is not the lowest. Yeah, this is not the lowest that we've given us the story. It's almost a 50, but it's not good. Yeah, it's just there was so much potential that it didn't follow up on. And I could have forgiven a lot of the cheesy acting. I could have given up a lot of given some points for a lot of the other shit that was done wrong. It's just because, like, in Spy Kids, the story was there. It's just, yes, it was executed in a very cheesy manner, but it was still, like, a decent story.
I don't know, I feel the cheesiness in Spy Kids works so well.
Yeah, this movie just... So, yeah, 47.5. Moving on to writing. Writing actually scored lower than the story. That got 46.5.
It's all those cheesy lines, man. All those cheesy ass lines.
Yeah, a lot of the jokes in this didn't land.
Yeah.
And a lot of, there's a lot of bullshit in this movie, too. Plot conveniences.
Oh, for real, though. I'm trying to think of, what characters said the most cringeworthy stuff, and I think we talked about this It was the kid that could shift his face.
Oh my hell. I hated him.
Yeah, I did too. It takes a lot for me to hate a kid actor, and he did it. He did it.
Yeah.
But we'll save that for acting.
Yeah. But, I mean, we can kind of talk about his character.
Okay.
Because, obviously, it was, like, the writing. So, what was his superhero name? Face something?
Face Maker.
It wasn't Face Maker?
So dumb.
Stupid.
Oh.
Yeah.
Dude,
so
these kids had to come up with their own names, right? Like, there's no way the parents came up with these. Because if they did, I'm going to smack the shit out of them. Be like, y'all suck at superhero names.
Dude, one thing that they didn't freaking explain, like, and this is why I think a training montage with the parents would have served us really well. I didn't know who the hell belonged to who.
Yes, thank you. Yeah, when they were like, honestly, okay, at the part at the end when they're being reunited, I actually had to pause and go back and be like, okay, that kid goes to them, that kid goes to them, oh, those two go to them. I'm like, you never mention at all which parents belong to which kid.
Yeah, they don't establish that in the slightest.
Literally the only one or only two that you know is Pedro Pascal's character's daughter. And then, of course, Guppy, who is the daughter of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah.
That's it.
Like, okay, Wheels, for one. Like, I know that they kind of have, like, oh, that's my dad. Or like, oh, Dad. And you're just, they don't make a big deal. Like, they don't put a face to, like, they don't put child to parent. No. It's just, you hear them cheering them on when there's, like, multiple heroes on screen.
Like, okay, with Wheels, who was his dad again?
Miracle Man.
See, so, okay, with Miracle Man, I thought his son was the one that wasn't able to control his powers.
Yep, I did too.
Robert Rodriguez, what the shit? If you think we can't get this shit, I don't think kids are going to be able to either.
Yeah, it's just, what?
Oh my goodness.
Like I said, this is where the training montage would have served us really well. It would have put a face to the child. And then it would have made some other moments mean a bit more. Like the speedy dude, who wasn't that fast at all.
No.
Like, you see, like, this yellow streak kind of go through this crowd, and then the news anchor is like, did you guys see that? And I'm like, yeah, I did.
It's like, sorry, buddy, he ain't no Flash or Quicksilver. Hell, he's
like,
slower than Quicksilver.
Dude, he's not even close to being that fast.
Dude, he probably couldn't even keep up with Dash, and he's a kid.
Probably not. Like, yeah, it was ridiculous. So his kid was the one that was in slow motion, which
that was
what?
I don't know. I found that a little funny.
Okay, like
the fact that Noodles had to keep saving him or like bringing him into the scenario that they were in because they had already moved on to the next plot point.
Yeah, but why? Did they explain why he was in slow motion?
I know, because they're just like, oh, his dad's fast, so to be funny, let's make him super slow, because that makes sense.
Yeah, that's weird. The way that I remember them saying it was like some sort of time displacement thing.
Oh, I didn't even
like, he can move fast, but he has this time displacement that makes him slow. And I'm like, that doesn't... What?
That makes... No. Just no.
Yeah, okay, and then... So, all the parents are locked in this room, but they have, like, video access to what their kids are doing. And the fast person's, like the fast dad is watching the slow motion kid, and then the two kids that can manipulate time work together, are able to focus their energy to make him faster, and then his dad kind of like, look how fast he is, and like it looks like he's having a really heartfelt moment that just went completely flat. I'm like, I don't even remember whose kid was yours.
Yeah.
Like, were you disappointed that your kid was slow?
If that's the case, you're a shitty father.
Yeah, it's just like, okay, why is it such a big deal that he's moving fast
Yeah.
to you? To him. I think, like I said, if they would have failed with their parents, that would have struck a much stronger note.
Damn straight.
So I'm glad that this movie freaking scored, or the writing for this movie got a 46.5.
Okay, really quickly, so the kid that couldn't control his powers, wasn't his dad the one that had the jetpack at the beginning?
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't even know that he was one of the heroics. I thought he was just like a random guy that had a jetpack.
I did too.
I'm just like, you didn't display any form of superpower, so excuse me for not associating you with the heroics.
Okay, straight up, this is what I thought. I thought the wild card, I thought his dad was Miracle Man, and I thought the kid in the wheelchair wheels, I thought his dad was the freaking jetpack dude.
Honestly, that would have made so much more sense.
Yeah, right? And what was up with the kid? Like, I don't understand why Wheels was in a wheelchair.
Wasn't it it's his body? I forget, his like body was like so powerful and full of strength that like his legs couldn't support him, so that's why he had to be in a wheelchair or some shit like that.
How does that make sense?
Dude, you got me. You've got me.
Yeah, the writing for this movie was bullshit.
It really was.
And can we talk a moment about acapella? I hated her.
Yeah, I hated her too.
So she like, her power is singing. Like, she can make shit happen when she sings. I don't understand how. Yeah, but there was a lot of times where I'm like, that's not how sound works.
Okay, when they were like announcing like all the kids and their superpowers, I got flashbacks to. Have you seen Sky High?
Yes.
Okay. Do you remember that when they do that like test with the car or whatever to like see what their superpower is, and then if they don't pass, they have to go into like this certain isn't it like the sidekick class or some shit like that? Yeah. Their powers were better than the shit that the kids got in this movie.
No joke.
Like, it Zeke that can glow? I think that's way cooler than a kid that can frickin' sing the highest notes you've ever heard.
Yeah, but apparently she can make shit float if she sings really low.
That makes no sense.
Like, what? And then I'm like, okay, so if she sings really high, does she make things like heavy? Nope. Who knows how the hell her powers work?
Yeah, for real. Oh, I don't know if you knew this.
Facemaker.
Oh my god,
He's a freaking living emoji.
Wasn't there like an offensive joke with him, I thought?
There was a borderline joke. So Noodles. So Facemaker is like Hispanic looking, but he's white.
Yeah.
Noodles is the guy or the kid that can stretch, and Noodles is a black kid. And Facemaker copied Noodles' face, and it seemed like it was Noodles' face with a lighter tone of skin.
Yeah, I don't know how that's gonna age.
Not well.
Yeah.
I can tell you that.
Dude, when I saw that, I'm like, okay, whoa. Yeah, if I was on the editing table, which Robert Rodriguez was, he was the editor of this movie as well, I wouldn't have even filmed that scene in general, but I would not have added that effect.
Yeah, and his power was so freaking, like, stupid.
Yeah, for real, though.
He was just making faces at people. I'm like, okay, so you got a kid that can make faces. It wasn't, like, not even, like, all of his faces, not even all of them were, like, CGI.
Nah.
It just seemed like he was making faces and they kind of, like, accentuated some shit. The one time that I felt like, oh, he's really showcasing his abilities is when he was, like, doing the sad face and his eyes were really big. And I cringed at that because I'm like, this is
really
a
bad.
freaking joke. But at least that, like, made his face thing make sense a little bit.
Yeah, it's true.
I'm like, okay, so that's his ability. Because, like, every other time, he was just seriously just making faces at people. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
So, it's just dumb. Just make him a shapeshifter.
It's not that hard.
It's not.
It's probably cheaper in the effects department anyway.
Yeah. Like, that's all you have to do. Just make him a shapeshifter. You dumb shits.
Oh, really quickly. I guess Netflix announced they're doing a sequel to this movie. Did you know that?
Are you shitting me? Why?
I have no idea. Well, dude, did you see how well it was viewed?
What?
Yeah, dude. It was... upon its release, the film was the most watched title in its opening weekend, then finished third the following weekend before returning to first in its third weekend. It finished second behind new Netflix release Outside the Wire in its fourth weekend, and it was revealed that the film has been seen by 53 million of households during the first 4 weeks.
What?
How have more people seen this movie than The Prom? The Prom. Okay, I'm sorry. I know I talk a lot about this movie, but The Prom was like in the top 10 Netflix movies its first week and then never again, and it pisses me off. But yet this movie, I see it every single gosh damn week in the top 10. It's bullshit.
Are we watching the same movie?
I don't know. Did we miss the actual sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl? Apparently, I guess we watched the wrong movie, bro.
Yeah. Dude, oh my gosh. The writing was awful.
That's so
It was
bad.
absolutely awful. And it absolutely deserves the 46.5.
Yes, it does. Oh, we got a 0.5? I didn't know that. Okay. I love it.
All right. Moving on over to acting. Just look up the cast list. There are so many freaking kids in this. Sorry to the child that played Facemaker. You're the bottom of the list for me.
Same. Yeah, honestly, same.
And, dude, there was a lot of, like, decent, like, names in this. Like, Priyanka Chopra was in this. Freaking Pedro Pascal.
You do, like I told you, I think I gave it a 50, right?
What did you give it? Let's see. Yes.
Okay.
I gave it a little higher than you. And I gave it a little higher for Lava Girl.
See, that's honestly the only reason why it's not in the 40s. It is at a straight 50 because Taylor Dooley came back to play Lava Girl. And it's kind of also at a 50 just because you can never go wrong with Pedro Pascal. And even though he was barely in this movie, he was one of the only characters that I actually liked.
Yeah, anytime he was on and, like, acting good, I'm like, okay, just dial it back.
Yeah,
you don't need to act that hard.
Yeah.
Like
honestly,
everyone
you
was
would
freaking
think
phoning
that,
it in.
You would think that within Wonder Woman 1984, you'd have to say, okay, Pedro, let's dial it back here a bit with the whole life can be great, or like life is great, but it can be better. There's just some of the parts that he acts in, the way he acts in that movie. But no, it's this movie that, like, okay, buddy, let's bring it back here a little bit. Just a little bit.
Yeah. It's just, oh my gosh. I don't even know what to say.
I mean...
So the main girl was Pedro Pascal's daughter, or his character's daughter.
Yeah.
And her acting was not good at all.
I mean, it was definitely not the worst. I liked her acting better than the girl that played Guppy, Shark Boy and Lava Girl's daughter. I don't care. I don't care what anyone says. I'm sorry. I did not find her character cute. I found her super annoying.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
Like, why couldn't they go find, like, another what's-her-face from Ant-Man?
For real, though. Or why couldn't we just bring her into this movie? But yet, I
think she's too old.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
But, yeah, it's just like her acting was way better.
I would have loved to see her as Shark Boy and Lava Girl's daughter. Although I am still on the fence about Shark Boy and Lava Girl being married. I still don't know how I feel about that.
They weren't brother and sister, you creep.
I got a brother and sister relationship from that movie, okay? And
you're
I stand
wrong.
by that. Anyway, okay, let's think of some of the other. Okay, the kid that actually played Noodles, I did not hate him. I actually kind of... Yeah. He was not bad.
Even though he was freaking... he should have been the freaking leader. Like, they were relying on him
for real,
super
though.
heavy. Like, every second it was just like, Noodles, can you do this? Noodles, do this. And the only reason that he didn't get them out of the headquarters was because they needed a cappella to do something.
Yeah. I mean, you can't... I mean, I feel super elasticity is one of the most helpful and coolest superpowers you could ever have.
I'll give you that. But... yeah.
Okay, what about, what was it? Fast Forward and Rewind, the twins?
They were average.
Yeah, they weren't bad.
They weren't great. They weren't awful.
I actually liked...
I think Wild Card needed some major help.
Oh, God. Goodness gracious. He needed some more acting classes.
Yes, he did.
When he's just like, oh, yeah, the main girl helped... I forget the main girl's name. She helped me... focus my attention on all of my superpowers, and now I'm just amazing at all this shit. And I'm just like, dude, you're really phoning this in. This sounds really corny, and I know you're a kid, but like I've heard way better kid actors than you, and this is just really, really bad.
Yeah, dude. Okay, so the scene that I hated the absolute most was when the kids were locked in the room, and they were trying to all cry to give the tears to Guppy.
Gosh, that was so stupid.
She was... So, the leader... I forget what her name is, but she was freaking winking at everyone, being like, wink, wink, and like the only person that wasn't crying was... I thought they were... what they were trying to do... I thought what the winking was all about was that they were trying to make Guppy cry.
Yeah, that's what I thought too.
Yeah, but no, it was like everyone was crying. I'm like, everyone was in on it.
Yeah.
Like, how the hell does that make sense?
Beats me, man. Beats me. Okay, how'd you feel about Slow-Mo? The Slow-Mo kid. I know he didn't say much, but I don't know. Everything that kid did, I actually thought was really funny. Just watching that kid run in slow motion was freaking hilarious.
There were times that you could tell that he was doing it himself.
Yeah.
And there you could obviously tell. Like when he was with everyone else, you could tell that he was like trying to like act like he was walking in slow-mo. And then there were the other times where he was like by himself that you could tell that it was actual slow-mo. Like, they got him running normal and then just slowed it down.
Yeah.
And then there were other times where he's acting like it. And the times that he was acting like it were garbage.
Yeah. I mean, I'll give him a little props. He tried his best, but I don't know. Maybe just a little bit more effort, buddy. Just a little more.
Yeah. So, honestly, it was him and Lava Girl that bumped it up for me.
No, it was Lava Girl
Acting.
and Pedro Pascal. That's it.
Yeah. Other than that, acting, not good.
Nope, not one bit.
So 52.5 is what acting got.
Damn.
Yeah. Next up, we got character development, and that scored a 62.5. This is actually one of the higher categories that we rated.
It is, because I feel so. I think you would agree that the character development is mostly Pedro Pascal's daughter.
Yes.
Okay. And the movie starts out with her kind of not realizing what her superpower is. She feels like she doesn't belong with these kids because she doesn't
have a superpower.
Oh yeah, she doesn't. Oh yeah, I forgot about that. But throughout the movie, she realizes that actually what her purpose in life is kind of what her dad is. She's a really good leader. She's good at getting people to work together, and it's I don't know. I actually enjoyed to some extent watching her grow as a character into a good leader, somewhat of a good leader. For these, let's call them Heroics 2.0. I don't know what the hell to call them, or the Heroics Junior.
Yeah,
there we go.
Well, they eventually become the Heroics.
Yeah, which what the hell? The adults were just forced to retire.
Yeah, apparently.
That's bullshit.
I'm like, you could still get some decent time out of Shark Boy and Lava Girl.
Yeah. I mean, come on. Taylor Dooley actually came back to play Lava Girl. What the hell?
Yeah. Wasted.
So wasted.
But yeah, it was really cool to kind of see her come into her own. It wasn't a great arc by any means, and obviously it shows that with the 62.5.
Yeah,
but
for the kind
of
movie
reason
that
it scored
it's in,
much higher than everything else was because it kind of was a highlight.
Yeah, it actually was for the movie that it's in. It is a decent enough arc for a character.
Yeah, and I mean you can't fault it for that.
No,
it's solid. I actually really enjoyed everything that they did with the character of
I did as well.
Whatever her face is.
Okay. I'm just like I told you, I'm just calling her Pedro Pascal's daughter, even though I know that's not his real life daughter. But
yeah. So a 62.5, I think, is pretty fair with the arc that they went. There was a lot of leaps that they made.
Yes.
Especially
so when they're at the grandma's house.
Yeah, so
like
you
kind of
got to dock
her
for
talking,
that.
And she's just like, "Okay, yeah, I'm ready to be a leader now." Okay.
Yeah, so it's okay.
Yeah, exactly.
Next up, we got effects. So the effects scored a 54.
Trying to remember what made me give it my score. I mean,
everything.
Yeah. the elasticity on Noodles is pretty bad.
It could have been worse.
It's okay, true.
I gave it so low because of the shitty green screen.
Oh yeah, that looks bad. Yeah. Okay. Well, okay. Sorry. Going back to Noodles, I feel with him stretching his hands, that didn't look too bad. It was when he had to stretch his neck that I'm just like, no, that looks like absolute shit.
Yeah, you could tell that the way that they did that effect was he walked to an area and just froze there. Like he was just kind of he stuck in a pose.
Yep.
And froze there. And then they did the whole they kind of messed with the effect of his neck.
Yeah.
And then you could tell that anytime his neck, it was just stationary. like same position, and then it like you could tell like exactly how they did the effect.
The only positive I'll give, and it's really not even a positive because it doesn't really look that good, but it was cool seeing Lava Girl fly again, or like use her lava powers again.
Yeah.
That's all I got.
There was okay. Getting into how the freaking parents were flying. Miracle Man, his flying looked like garbage. It looked straight up green screen. And then one of the effects was all of the non-flying heroes were being carried by drones. And that looked
Oh yeah, that looked
awful.
Oh, that looked like garbage.
Yeah, it didn't look good in the slightest.
No, it did not.
And then you get the super cheesy looking like Spy Kids, Shark Boy, and Lava Girl level effects where it's just obvious green screen. And it a 54 is fair.
Yeah.
You're not getting freaking Avengers Endgame level CGI in this at all. I feel like anyone could do this in their home.
Oh yeah, easily.
So, like we said, 54. I'm trying to think if there's anything else that... Oh, freaking Facemaker. He brought it down for me. Facemaker's...
Yeah. That was
so dumb.
So awful.
Alright, next up we got costumes, which we were unanimous on this, and it came to a 6.
I think I was pretty high on this, wasn't I?
No, we were the same.
Oh, we were? Oh, my bad.
Yeah, pretty sure. Let me just double check. Yeah, we were both the same on costumes and music.
Oh, okay. I feel like the only thing cool, or costume-wise, was the Heroics costumes, and it was mostly
music.
We're in music. Oh, I'm sorry, we're in music. I'm sorry. I apologize. My bad.
The music wasn't super
it wasn't
memorable?
No, it was very bland. I would have... Speaking of music, I did appreciate the joke that I forget who says it, but they say, "Oh, Shark Boy, don't you want to sing one of your classic jingles or some shit
Miracle
like that?"
Man.
Yeah, that was actually pretty funny. That was like one of the only jokes that actually got a little chuckle out of me.
Yeah, I had a good laugh at that.
But
the rest of the time, the only the music that stood out that didn't make the least bit of sense was freaking acapella and her mom singing at the same time when Pedro Pascal's daughter was doing her teaching or leading by example moment.
Oh yeah, oh my gosh.
I'm like, this feels very out of place.
For real though. Oh my god. I forgot about that.
Yeah, that was rough. And also freaking acapella, her singing throughout the movie, she was so freaking annoying. I put her slightly above Facemaker in the annoyance level.
Oh, dude, the only music that's really sticking out to me is at the beginning when it's Miracle Man, right?
Yeah.
So when he starts falling back down to earth and the music gets just really intense, that's literally the only thing I remember. And that was actually kind of somewhat of a good score right there. But that's literally all I'm remembering.
Yeah, it was a bit above a 5. So 6 is perfect.
Yes, absolutely agree.
All right, next up we got costumes, which we also agreed on, and it scored an 8. So this is the highest score for this movie.
And this is honestly the only good thing about this movie, because for the most part, all of the costumes for the heroics were actually pretty good. And of course, one of the biggest reasons why it's an 8 was Shark Boy and Lava Girl's costumes were on point.
Yeah. The Shark Boy costume looked killer.
Yeah.
The thing that killed it for me was the freaking helmet.
Yeah, I mean, but since Taylor Lautner wouldn't come back, they kind of had to add that to it.
Yeah. Honestly, what I would have done instead, because like the actor that they got to play Shark Boy looks pretty similar to
I
Taylor
feel what they
Lautner.
could have done is just done like a one of those like eye mask, like the Incredibles have. Like do like
Ooh, I was thinking the Shark Boy sunglasses.
that would have worked too. I feel either of those would have worked.
Yeah, it's just the helmet.
Yeah, that
bleh.
that just kind of ruined Shark Boy. Should we even be
Yeah,
calling
it
them
just-
Shark Boy and Lava Girl anymore? Isn't it Shark Man and Lava Woman now? Or Lava Lady?
It should be. It honestly should be.
Shark Man and Lava Lady.
Dude, like if I was freaking Shark Boy, I'd be pissed.
I'm not a boy anymore. Do I have a high voice anymore? No. My balls drops, thank you very much.
Yeah. So I would have personally gone a sunglasses route for Shark Boy.
I like
Because,
I don't know,
and
for
then,
me,
like
I
I
would have
said,
done the
the
eye
actors,
thing, but that's just me.
the actor
mask.
for Shark Boy, actually has like it's very similar to Taylor Lautner. Like he has the black hair and everything. Like they could have fully gone that route,
I want to actually look up.
or just gotten a dude that's a little skinnier
Damn, are you
to
calling
kind
the
of
guy
more
fat?
resemble. Do what?
Damn, are you calling the guy fat?
No, it's
Oh,
not.
I'm
He's
just
not.
kidding.
I'm not saying fat. He's just bulky.
Yeah.
Like Taylor Lautner has a very sleek face, and whoever they got has a very built face. Like his face is a little wider. His jaw is
Oh, yeah, it
very
is.
prominent.
Yeah, but no, honestly, I could easily have seen him without a helmet. Yeah, that would have been fine.
Yeah, right? Like it's just like, okay, Shark Boy just went through puberty really hard.
Yeah, like, I mean, I've seen, honestly, worst recastings.
Yeah. I'm wondering if they did any voice work with him at all, or if like the intended goal was to make him not talk.
So
Because
dumb.
if I'm remembering correctly, the guy that they cast as him isn't an actor by trade. He's a stuntman.
Oh, okay.
So that might, or yeah, he's a stunt person. So that very well be why he didn't talk.
That'd be, like, really funny if they have him talk, and they're just like, okay, yeah, no, we're gonna make it mute, guys. No offense to you, it's nothing against you, but yeah, we're gonna keep Shark Boy mute.
Yeah. So
No offense to JJ, I'm sure he's a decent actor.
yeah. So anyway. So costumes scored an 8. They were really good. You could remember them. Pretty easily.
Oh yeah, absolutely, yeah.
Easily the best part, though. The kids didn't have very good costumes, but the costuming for everyone else was just so excellent that it was. That's what brought it up.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Lastly, we got our own personal grade. So I'll Rose, I'll let you go take this first. Do you remember what you gave it?
I think so. Didn't I give it like a 48?
Yeah.
Okay, sorry, spoiler alert, there's my grade. But anyway, so, for We Can Be Heroes, I give a 48. No, I did not get to a 50. Even The Return of Lava Girl and Shark Boy or I'm sorry, Lava Lady and Shark Man couldn't even save this movie. And they were like really hyping this up as the unofficial sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl. So you would think that like, oh yeah, we're gonna get a lot of them. Like, yeah, we're gonna get these kids in it, but we're also gonna see a lot of these two, or at least a decent amount. But no, we got like a minute of screen time in total of these two. And I get what they're trying to do, like setting up like, oh, this is like their Avengers world. This is who the Avengers would be in their world. But I don't know. When it comes to like the heroics, I think it somewhat works with the adults, but I don't know. For the most part, I just did not like a lot of the kid actors. I don't know. I feel with a lot of, and I know this movie is not directed towards me, but I grew up with a lot of Robert Rodriguez films. The three Shark Boy films, the three Spy Kid films, The Adventures of Shark Boy and Lava Girl. Those are some of my favorite movies to watch as a kid, and even going back to them now, I still enjoy them. They're not the greatest, but I still enjoy the hell out of these 4 movies. And so I was really excited to finally see a somewhat sequel to Shark Boy and Lava Girl with We Can Be Heroes, but I just did not get that. I did not think the story was really that good. The acting from the kids could have been a lot better. I've seen so much better. Just the effects weren't really that good. Just a lot of really bad stuff and what could have been if it was written better or filmed better. Because like we said, this idea works on paper, but on film it just doesn't. So yeah,
I'd like to know where it went wrong in execution.
I do too, but yeah, so that's why I'm giving it a 48. You failed me, Rodriguez. You failed me.
Yeah. So I ended up giving this movie a 45. I liked it a little bit less. There was just so many issues with it. The kids were not very good actors. And I think that there was potential for a really great movie. And it's just a bummer that it wasn't as good as we were hoping. I wasn't expecting a good movie either.
No, I mean,
I was expecting like legitimately a C- movie.
Yeah, that's
like
what I was hoping for too.
Yeah, that's exactly what I was expecting. I'm trying to think of something. I was expecting a slightly better Justice League.
Yeah, I can go with that.
Yeah, so I had not very high hopes for this movie, and they still let me down. And it bummed me out. The kids were very cringy a lot of the time.
The perfect. Oh, sorry, go.
Honestly, I think the best actor for this was Ojo.
Oh, because she said nothing, except for the last 10 minutes.
Yeah, but even when she it was.
The actress alone was actually decent.
Yeah, she
pretty
wasn't
good kid actress.
Awful.
Yeah,
and there were times where I'm just like, okay, at least Priyanka Chopra is trying, and then there was once I got to that point where I'm like, hey, at least she's actually giving a damn. She does something. She did some weird face, and I'm like, ah, damn it.
Well, there goes
you ruined
that
it.
hope.
Yeah, I'm just I'm frustrated by this movie.
Dude, the perfect way... Oh, sorry.
No, what were you saying?
I was going to say, okay, have you ever seen Malcolm in the Middle?
On and off, yeah.
Okay, so there's an episode where they're celebrating Dewey's birthday, and Abe, their neighbor... Or actually, I don't know if they're neighbors. It was Stevie's father asks Dewey how his birthday is, and this just sums up the movie perfectly. He says, "I expect nothing, and I'm still disappointed."
That's an accurate description of this movie.
Yep.
I was still let down, and it sucks. It sucks.
It does. So, let's see what you got for Spy Kids 5.
Yeah.
I'm just kidding. I don't think there's going to be a Spy Kids 5. But apparently there's going to be a We Can Be Heroes 2.
Can you include Shark Boy and Lava Girl a bit more?
I doubt.
Please?
Doubtful. Because, kind of like we
And
said,
get rid
apparently,
of the helmet.
Yeah, for real though. But kind of like we said, it seems like they're just getting rid of the adult heroics, and then here's the junior heroics.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Anyway, so those two personal scores average out to 46.5.
Damn.
Yeah, so our personal score is equal to the writing score.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
So, the final grade for We Can Be Heroes is an F.
Wah, wah, wah.
It is the first F that we have ever given to a movie.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, and
You guys experienced a milestone here on the All Bros.
yes, you did. So, it's actually like, okay, being fair, it is 1.4% away from a D-.
Alright.
So
I
it's
feel
a
if
very
Shark Boy and Lava Girl would have been in it a little more, it would have been a D-.
I think it would have too.
Yeah.
Like we said, I think the only change that needed to be made to it is training sequence with the parents.
Yeah, that would have boosted it up for me.
Yeah,
Quite
it would
so.
have boosted it up a ton.
Yeah.
Then you don't have this weird, like, grandma interaction, and yeah, it's just, it would have fixed it.
Yeah. Drastically.
Even a little bit.
Yeah, okay, maybe not drastically, but it would definitely help the story out a lot.
Yeah, so it's scored or did I say the percentage already? I just said it was 1.4% away from.
Oh, then
60.
I don't think you actually did.
Yeah, so it is sitting at a 58.68%.
Damn.
Yeah, so it just needed a little bit of a boost.
Yeah.
In just a category.
Oh, whoopsie.
I'm playing with the scores a little bit. The music would have bumped it up a full percentage if the music would have been a little bit better.
Mm.
And so let's say, just for shits and giggles, that they did have a training montage with the parents. So if they would have thrown that in and then kept the rest of the movie like how it was, so like maybe subtract the training montage with the grandma,
Okay.
and make it a training montage with the parents, and then the parents get captured, and then they kind of go on the exact same thing, like exploration or mission, whatever you want to call it. What would you have put the story at?
What did I grade it again? I forgot.
You gave the story a 45. I gave it a 50.
That would probably boost me to a 50.
It would boost you to a 50?
Yeah.
It probably would have boosted me to a 55.
Okay.
So that would put us at like 52.5. Okay, it still would have been an F.
Oh.
So never mind.
We tried.
Yeah, well, we thought.
Oh,
anyway, well, it probably would have affected our personal score too, but I'm not going to play with that. So,
good point.
But anyway, if you set your expectations low and go into this movie, you'll probably be fine.
Yeah.
Like you're not gonna. It's just
You'll find somewhat of enjoyment. And I mean somewhat.
Like it's one that you
strongly.
could easily tear apart.
Yes.
like, if you were just to have a movie night with your buddies and you just wanted to watch a really bad movie and just rip it to shreds, this is a good one to do that to.
Yeah, it really is.
So, like we said, 58.6%. I can't compare it to anything else because this is the lowest a movie's ever gotten.
Oh, shit, man.
Yeah, the record-making We Can Be Heroes.
Yep. Let's see if any movie can top it. See if any...
Or dethrone it from
let's see. Yeah, dethrone
lowest.
It. Let's see if any movie before episode 200 can dethrone it.
Yeah. Doubtful.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah. Well, this concludes this week's breakdown. If you like this episode, want to hear more of our stuff, be sure to follow and subscribe to us wherever you listen to podcasts. We're on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, RadioPublic, Radio.com, Spotify, and more. You can also catch all of our episodes on YouTube. If you want to DM us with episode ideas, answer our question of the week that we post, or if you want to join us, hit us up on all the social medias. We are on Facebook, facebook.com/theallbros. Twitter and Instagram, our handle is @theallbros. You can also email us at theallbroschannel@gmail.com. Check out our website, tinyurl.com/theallbros, where you can find links to everything that we do. Links to our social media, links to our email, links to our merch store, which is on TeePublic, by the way, tpublic.com/user/theallbroschannel. And yeah, we'd love to hear from you guys. All right, so next week, you guys can look forward to a breakdown of Mulan.
Woot woot. Which Caleb has seen already, but I have not.
I have seen it, and I actually really enjoyed it.
So, let's see if I do too. Because I finally watched the original a couple months ago. I'd never seen it before. So,
Yeah.
it's got a lot to live up to, because that movie's fantastic.
Yeah. So, you guys can look forward to that next week. Until then, this has been the All Bros Podcast. I'm Caleb.
And I'm Jonathan.
And we'll catch you guys next week. Deuces.
So long. God, what was that? I tried to go high.
Like you...
I don't know. I tried to go higher for Herbert. Maybe make it sound like maybe just a tad better. But no, that did not work.
No, it did not.
Won't happen again, I promise.